Seriously believe the 13% of the population and 50% of the crime, you need to get fact-checked, and I'm about to do it to you. In 2016, white people committed 70% of the convicted crime, and black people only committed 27%. Then in 2017, white people committed 68% of the reported crime, and black people only committed 26% of it. And in 2024, white people committed 53% of the reported crime, while black people only committed 25%. So this narrative on 13% of the population, 50% of the crime is wrong. You know who actually commits 50% of the crime? White people. But guess what stat black people are 13% of the population and 50% in? Exonerations. You know, when they're wrongly convicted. All you're doing by spreading this fake fact is allowing more people to profile and be racist towards black people. You know what's the highest percentage of people who are victims of white people? Black people. And if you look at all the shootings, guess who are the shooters? White dudes. So let's all think long and hard on who actually commits 50% of the crime.
You guys know I'm pretty good at... Ex-president! I am so pissed right now! Why do they always come with fucking violence? God damn it! Use your freaking words as they're talking to you people! Who shotgun Charlie Kirk? I'm driving in a Bravo right now! I'm so pissed! Damn it! Never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
It's ironic how much Charlie Kirk has talked about the violence within the black community and the things that are wrong with the black community, and to be shot in cold blood in front of all those people as he is just doing his job, doing his career by a white man. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard, but Charlie Kirk was shot today at Utah Valley University as he was giving a speech on gang violence. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Charlie Kirk, he is a right-wing activist, and he's really known for doing debates with people, has really gone viral for some of his racist undertone rhetoric against black people and other groups of people as well. Now, while I don't wish any ill will on this man, and we do hope that he makes it because it has not been confirmed or that he's passed away, but we clearly see that he's been shot, it's definitely ironic.
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Well, you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have done that before. That's not an immediate, no, you wouldn't have done that before. That's not who I am. That's not what I believe. It is the reality the left has created. Because of DEI, it begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. Black people are only 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders. Why?
Because black people tend to be in lower economic statuses because of
this is
CRT.
fine. This is great.
Basically,
so you think that poverty equals crime?
I think that it's highly correlated, and there's a lot of studies.
This is where we disagree. What an insult to the working poor in this country.
So why do you think black people commit more crime?
Well, first of all, let me ask you a question.
No, answer it. Go on.
What percentage of blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
20%.
So
80% of blacks do not have a stable father around. That is the most predictable way to end up in prison, end up as a murderer or a criminal. It's not a racism problem. It's not a white supremacy problem. It's a fact that black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women that they have impregnated.
Charlie Kirk, do you think that happens more in the black community compared to others?
It's threefold. Number one, we subsidize single motherhood. Number two, it's culture. It's accepted in the black community. And it should be.
Culture. Okay.
Don't take my word for it. Read Thomas Sowell's own book on how black culture allows single motherhood to continue into a nanny state type practice. 75% of black youth are raised without a father in the home. 75%. Is that a bigger problem or not a bigger problem than whiteness, white privilege, or white supremacy? It's time for us to stop listening to rap music and this degenerate hip-hop stuff and go back to the music that built our civilization.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters that's out there. To the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's a newsworthy day. Newsworthy. I mean, there's kind of so much stuff popping up all at once. Hey, we in that time frame where the Lord's about to make this thing get real for a lot of people. And and he's really about to come and meet you devils, you crackers, you Edomites, to your face. Every single fucking word this man came out this motherfucker's mouth. Part of my Swahili, but I did it. I now, I've seen him several times. He hadn't even had a commercial, and I picked it up because he was on, doing his debates, this Charlie Kirk character. And the way he tried to put the most violent acts that anybody can do, how Jake is the most violent people in America, is astounding, which is not new. This is all regurgitated rhetoric. When you go back to, what movie was it called again? No, maybe 1920, movie called Birth of the Nation. They depicted blacks as violent, and it was a picture film, so it wasn't something that there was no dialogue. It was all acting. You had people with blackface depicting animalistic beast of a man that would come and rape white women, and the white women she was so pure that she'd rather commit suicide than to be taken by this beast. So the narrative was, which I believe it was which president? One of the presidents said that was the greatest film that he ever seen. But that rhetoric, that narrative, has always fell upon so-called African Americans. So then you have films, mainly all the films that they can, blackface, depicted black men as animals and beastly type people. Then when they've allowed blacks into films, they either depict them as slaves or nannies and so forth. Then the 70s came about, they depict them as pimps, what you call characters. I forgot the name. Is a certain way, big lips, eating watermelon, doing certain things, stealing, robbing, and doing all these ungodly things. So they always put Jake as the most ferocious, vicious people on the planet Earth. The whole campaign of the whole week and all of last week was certain Jakes that were in Chicago threatening the president or the army or the National Guard. Not the army, sorry. And the National Guard telling like, yo, we're a different breed and yada, yada, yada. So the whole narrative of the week was, oh, Jake won it. Then yesterday, this shit happened about a month ago of a nigga that had demons on him, clearly had demons on him. He stabbed up, and she was a good looking Edomite woman. Or she may not be, but she was a good looking woman. He stabbed her up, and instead of just basic stuff, like he murdered an individual, so he's supposed to be put to death for that. And there's no doubt about that. Like, we're not arguing that point. We're not arguing at the point of, oh, what should happen to this dude? He's supposed to be put to death. So the whole spin, and you had Donald J. Trump, your president, going around saying, oh, we gotta become ferocious and vicious towards these people, and such and such. And the irony of it all, the very next day after he does this spill, after this campaign trying to push, look how dangerous and evil black people are. You gotta put them down. You gotta do all this shit, and the Lord just throw us a monkey. It just threw us. He just threw something at us like, yo, a word? Oh, you want to know who's more violent? You want to know who's the most ferocious? Simultaneously, this guy get his neck squirting. There was a shooting, a school shooting in Colorado. Oh, I wonder who was in there. It's not Chicago, not LA. I was in a quote unquote black school. All right. Oh, what about where he did his campaign at? I would love to show the thing. It's, YouTube. Where he did his campaign at? What about that? Oh, that was in Utah, Utah Valley. I don't think there's a black person nearby. I could be wrong. Matter of fact, I wanted to do that, but it's gonna just pop up. But Utah Valley, Utah, you are in the public eye now. I just want to see the Utah. I want to see the students. So he goes to this school. He goes to this school, predominantly his people. And what ended up happening? This is the predominant people that's in that school, right? Okay. Oh, there's a token. Oh, another one. So there's a rarity. Okay, I don't even have to digging deep the ratio. I'm not gonna even do all that. But the majority of people that's in that school is Caucasians, Edomites. And what ended up happening to this so-called Christian man with his Christian values? Somebody that looks like him, which they're probably gonna try to change the narrative, took him out. Took his ass out. All right. Fox News, CNN, well, really Fox and Infowar, crying, and then their whole thing is they're not even trying to talk the black and white thing. Their thing is, oh, we gotta do something about this. And then Infowar is basically saying, oh, you see what they're doing? They're trying to take away the guns and such and such. This shit is about to go down. Oh, how ironic! I'm watching Infowar, and they're showing about the Jake that stabbed up the woman, which was like in August. This man's a goddamn devil. This is why the Lord's gonna, man. This is just the beginning. And I was watching Fox. I forgot what the guy is. The guy that's a comedian. Let me see if I can find this guy. And he said, "You think you're gonna stop us? You just fucked up." Something like that. He said it on Fox News because those are his friends. They start with a G. Yeah, this guy. He was cursing the storm today. He's like, "Yo, y'all think y'all gonna stop? Y'all just made shit fucking worse." You know. So the Lord is stirring it up, man. The Lord has really. He's igniting. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is igniting a fire. Oh, like the brother had did it, but I didn't get to watch the brother's video. I'll start with that one. Luke 11 and 49. It says, therefore, no, I'm saying Luke 11. No, it's 12. Luke 12 and 49. It says, I come to send fire on the earth. Yahushua said, the word Igni called Jesus. He said he come to send fire. All right. Don't put your differences to the side. Let your differences out. Bring it out. And what will I, if it be already kindled? So the Lord is the one that's kindling this fire. What does it mean to kindle? Let's look it up. to light up, to kindle. So the Lord is lighting it up. These little sparks of fire, racial tension, all these things. This is Yahweh Shai is responsible for all this. What the world ignorantly called Jesus. He's responsible for everything that's going on right now. All right. This supposed Christian, all right, this Christian, what you going to her for? This supposed Christian man right here thinking God, Jesus looked like him. He's up in the heavens right now. It's like, oh my God. He's not saying that. He's like, oh shit, I've done fucked up. He's realizing right now that the man who he depicted and who he thought that was his God is not for him. All right. Y'all about to get a rude awakening. Like right now, y'all getting a rude awakening. You see how that Edomite was spazzing out because one of their heroes is gone. Who kills most of their heroes? You do. You got a history, a lineage, all right, of whacking your own, of destroying your own for whatever reason, the displeasure. You're the greatest murderers in the planet Earth. This is why the Lord is doing this. Everybody, the roosters, the chickens come back to the roost. All right, everything's coming back to you. Real quick, Psalms 11:5. It says, "The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth." So who love violence? Who's the most violent people on the planet Earth? You are. All right. You can have statistics like the little Edomite. you schooling you adults. Like this shit don't make no sense. This, the math ain't mathing. You saying that the blacks are this and that, and they only 13%. It's not mathing. All right. The most violent people on the planet Earth is you. Psalms 58:1. It says, a Psalm of David, right? Do you indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do you judge uprightly, O you sons of men? In heart you work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Meaning what? No justice. All right. There's no justice behind anything. It's just them. This is how they spin the narrative continuously. Blacks, Latinos, the most violent. We gotta get them out of our country. But who's doing the mass shootings? Who's poisoning the air? Who's poisoning the water? Who's doing all this? Who's starting all these wars around the world? All right? You Edomites. Whatever damn language you speak, you Caucasians that you want to consider, you're the Edomites of the scriptures. You are the biblical Edomites. You're the devil that the Bible speaks of. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And that's what this man was. He was a goddamn liar. All right? Charlie Kirk was a goddamn liar. He was a natural born liar. He spun the narrative just the way it was taught to him. Nothing intelligent about this man. He sprung the same BS consistently. He goes to these colleges. Yeah, he was against the homos and all this other shit, which most likely he was himself anyway. That's because that's what y'all do. Low key, y'all a bunch of freaking freaks and faggots and lesbians. Into bestiality, into every fucking thing. All right? You self-pompous, righteous ass mother effers. But he was given a blueprint. What to say? That's why I brought up the history of that film, the Birth of a Nation. That was the protocol. That was the standard. How everything had to be taught. Niggas was taught to be niggas. All right. You are what your rulers are. Like the scripture says, you are responsible for everybody that's under you. Don't try to the blame game. Oh, the father's in the household. Who put the fathers out of the household? What was the incentive to keep the fathers away? Who encourages single parent homes for quote unquote black Americans? You did, you devils. Sirach 10:2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. In other words, you are as the people that's in power is. So the people that's in power are a bunch of degenerates, pedophiles, uh, Satan worshippers, demons, and the people's gonna follow trend. All right, they encourage all the wickedness in the world, but then when people do the same thing, like, oh, look at them, oh, look at you. So the unwise king destroyeth his people, and that's what Esau is doing. All right, that's what he's been doing. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stompeth for air. Meaning they're not listening to anything. Anybody that correct them, look, here is one of them that was correcting them or trying to enlighten them. And who he got killed by? Go figures. Which will not hearken to the voice of the charmers, charming never so wisely, the elect. Break their teeth, O Yahweh, in their mouth. Break their great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. The teeth represent what? The power, your army, your strength. So the Lord's about to break you in half. You people are nothing but the mass murderers of the world. And today was just another clear cut showing the world how violent you are. You could sit there and say, oh, you could talk about Jake all you want. Oh, they this, they that. Well, we don't go around blowing people up like y'all do. And if anything, if an Israelite or one of the tribes does something crazy, we know that you're responsible for it. Because that's what you do. You're a liar. You're natural born liars. You're the father, like the Lord said, you're the father of lies. You're the devil. All right, this is what a devil would do. Habakkuk 1:4. Therefore the Lord is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. And this world's full of wrong judgment. Okay? Trump wants to introduce the world back to death penalties, capital punishment. No shit, Sherlock. The scripture's been said that. Ain't nothing new. Oh, when he came back into office, there's only two genders. Oh, really? I wonder where you get that from. See, Esau got everybody spun in his web of lies, and everybody got caught up. And here they come. How the hell you play the role of the victim, the people that leads people to freedom against the morals of the scriptures, and then as everything goes awry or go sour, then you turn around and sit there and say, "Oh, we got to do this. We got to bring back the scriptures in us in the schools. We got to pray to God. We prayers should come back. Let's bring back the 10 Commandments after you done fucked everybody over and made everybody go in the complete left. All right." That's why you done got, listen, y'all going down, you know? That's the bottom line. The Lord, you think the Lord, you fooling the Lord? Y'all only fooling yourselves. Revelations 12:10, it says, oh, what am I 13 for? Revelation 12:10, it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation, and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. Let's go into the word accuser. I should have went to the other one because it will say, well, it doesn't matter. It says to accuse before a judge, to make an accusation of any extrajudicial accusation, to be a plaintiff, that is to charge with some offense accuse an object. So you going around accusing Israel for being wicked, being gangsters, witches, and warlocks, and all this homosexual, all this other stuff. Well, you the one that's doing it. You the one that's leading the people to do the things that they're doing. All right, and you doing it with with not even grace. You doing it with vow. Proverbs 3, and this is one, but it's not the one I was looking for. 3 and 31. It says, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways." All right. The scripture says, "What? Follow not the wicked." If we paraphrasing, is it not the wicked? Slakia. What? Could be right. Oh yeah. Well. You have one. There's that one too. Thinking scripture that thinking as well is Psalms the 72nd chapter. They're not in trouble like other men, but that's not the one I was looking for. Hold on, let me find it. Oh, there it is. I'm thinking now. I know what it is. More righteous than his neighbor. Going around and accusing blacks, Latinos for being gangsters and all this other shit. But you're the one that's amazing. Uh, Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces him. Because you in this society being wicked, being evil, take things by force, get you everything. But it's the saying in the world, a closed mouth don't get fed, some shit like that. Where do you think they got that from? They took everything by force. So if you follow their ways, then when you do the things that they do, they want to go around and tell you like, oh, you're the wicked. Look how evil you are. Psalms 55 and was it 16? No, I'm thinking Psalms 50. Sorry. Psalms 50 and 20. It says, "Thou sittest and speaketh against thy brethren, that slander their own mother's sons." Who's the brethren? Esau is more related to us than any other nation. All right, the lineage of evil, like was an amazing Lucas we say, the lineage of evil is Esau, Edom, and that evil, that lineage that they carry, is a perpetual hatred that they have towards blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They have an utter hatred with their soul, whatever soul that they have. They don't even have a real soul. The scripture says that which is crooked should not be made straight. The soul that's lifted up in him, the soul that's in him is not upright. So they don't even have a proper soul, but they want to turn around and slander blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and make them seem like they're the most vilest people on the planet Earth, especially quote unquote black people. All right, but look who's taking each other out. Look who's harming one another. All right, it says these things that thou hast done, I kept silence. So everything that they had done to us, slavery, after slavery, to this very moment, poison in the food, poison in the air, making Israel like that damn evil sadistic family, the Clintons, the Bidens, with Hillary Clinton, when Clinton was going to get into office, the campaign at the time was law and order, and we must stop these super predators. Who was those super predators they were speaking of? They was talking about black people. All right, they was calling quote unquote black people super predators. But who has the ability to pounce on a prey, to destroy another nation? They do. They always have. All right. So they was on this whole campaign about super predators back then. And the Lord, he was allowing that to happen. And during that time of Clinton, he had to apologize, but he didn't even apologize because he got upset. And the whole thing was the laws that they put into the books, Biden was under them, was what? The 3-strike rule. And then when he said, I'm not gonna apologize, I saved a lot of people. What did that do in the 90s? That took away a lot of men out of the household. A lot of men was getting locked up for the smallest amount of weed, cocaine, whatever. They was getting it to the extent of the law. Not saying that that's a righteous thing to do, but that was done systematically. All right. Then you want to turn around, and then when you have a whole generation that don't have a father in the household, then you want to point the finger like, "Oh, look at you guys! The black man don't even take care of his house. That's why it's so violent." No, this is what y'all did. Y'all cooked the books, but the Lord kept silence. He didn't say nothing. The Lord didn't say nothing. He didn't do nothing at the time. His men were awoken at the fact, but the real the real threat is when the majority of brothers came from the YouTube era. All right, that thought is that was all that I was all together, such as one as thyself. So they think they're in a God state. All right, they think that they gods and make things happen. Right? It says, "But I will reprove thee," meaning the Lord's going to correct your ass, and He's doing it now. The world knows that you, quote unquote, Edomites, you small hatters, you're not the biblical Jews. All right, you have nothing to do with that. He's correcting you because the real Israelites are awakened. It says, "And I'll set them in order before thine eyes." This is why you have vocab with all the shit that's going on. Vocab, the one agent that they have, his whole premise is to go against the Hebrew Israelites. It's to make us look bad. All right, but we set it right before our eyes. The tribes are coming back together, no matter the lies, no matter what division that you cause, the divide and conquer complex that you have adjusted to, made the world to see, to believe that everybody is not united. Look at you. Look what the Lord is doing to them. The scripture says, if Satan be divided against himself, how can his kingdom stand? So all the things that's happening, either it was done naturally or it was done by the CIA, whatever it is. That dude got popped. That thing was not fake. All right. His jugular was squirting nothing but blood. He was done. 31 years old. Thank you for coming. And it was your own that did that shit. Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High. At least I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Hey, the Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is about to tear into Esau. He's about to tear into you. Okay? This is the last scripture. Ezekiel 35:1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, saying unto it, Thus saith Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee, or I'll make thee desolate. When you make something desolate, what is desolation? There it is. Devastation, waste, desolate. So the Lord says He's going to make Esau, Edom, who dwelled in Mount Seir. Wherever you go, Seir is there. Basra is there. All right? The Lord says He's going to make you desolate. It says, I will lay thy cities waste, and that shall be desolate. That shall know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had perpetual hatred. What perpetual hatred means? Perpetual means forever. All right? Forever. your hatred that you have towards blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans is forever. When they created ICE, that attention was not for the East Indians, no the Africans, not even the Chinese. What America's greatest threat is China, right? That's why they tell everybody, yeah, the economy. No. Their greatest threat was Mexicans, Ecuadorians, Haitians, Jamaicans, and even African Americans. How is that possible? You rule over them. All right. So it's not about the position of power that these people don't have, because we don't have no power. You don't have no standing army. You don't got nothing. We pose a threat because that hatred that you have towards us is real. All right. And has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. In the time of their calamity, in the time of the calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So when it was the time of calamity, slavery, all right, the genocide of the Gad, Reuben, hey, even Issachar, all right. Matter of fact, all the Northern Kingdom, because they said what? In Haiti or Haiti, Espanol, however you want to call it, there were millions of people. By the time when this demon Columbus got over there was only a couple thousands of them left. That's hatred. All right, that's wickedness. That's evil. All right, and then when slavery was said and done, the most violent deaths came about after slavery. Alligator bait, hangings, mutilization, experiments. All right, giving black men syphilis during the same time they was giving the Guatemalan syphilis. All right, so your hatred never ended. You mask it well. You talk like as you care. Speak with eloquent words to throw people off your scent, but the hatred dwells within those damn words, and we're not fools. All right. No matter how great of a orator this guy was, he knew how to debate. He said the right things, and he motivated a lot of people. That dude hated the shit out of Jake. All right. He was just trying to find a nice way to saying it. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it that passes out, and him that returneth. Meaning the Lord is going to utterly destroy your power structure, your land, which is America. What is it? A 5,000 mile square radius. The Lord's about to make this place the greatest desert on the planet Earth. That's how much hatred he has for this place. Oh, damn! I don't like going through this, but his whole thing was, what was it called? To make America, not to make America great. Hold on for a second. Found it. This is his whole tour thing. The America Comeback Tour. These America Comeback Tour. That was the whole thing. All right. And when he's supposed to start. This is the name of this tour that he just did. And then where he gets popped at, Utah. He was going to go to all these different colleges and spill his venom all these different places. Okay? And it says, back in Ezekiel 35:6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Seest thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So the same, what we seeing right now, the changing of the guard. Deuteronomy 30:7. All the things that we had to go through as a people, now it's coming back to them. Now the eyes of the world is on them. You try to paint the picture. Blacks, Latinos are violent criminals, right? Your own is killing your own. They're saying, you know how many young men that listen to this man? You know, he's such a great speaker. So since you didn't hate blood, since you didn't mind shedding of the blood of the nation of Israel, the Lord's going to shed your blood. And then the NLT said, the Lord's going to give you a bloodbath. So you're going to bathe you in the blood that you love so much. And yeah, this is going to stir it up. This event is going to stir up this whole movement. And this is how the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, is going to get you. This is how the Lord is going to get you. You're going to make the right move at the right time on the right one. Fuck around and find out type shit. Because the Lord's going to allow 2/3 of his people to get slaughtered. The Chicago YNs, New York YNs, LA YNs, the Lord don't give a damn about them. Those are pawns in the Most High's chessboard. So those are the sacrificial pawns. That bloodbath is coming for you. All right? That bloodbath is about to rain blood on you. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth, and I will make his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills and thy valleys and all thy rivers, they shall fall that are slain with the sword. So it's not us that threatens, it's the Most High that's threatening. This thing that just happened today, man, let it keep going, keep rising. Hey, if they want to play dirty, keep killing niggas, keep showing niggas like that, and the Lord's he's gonna checkmate you every position, and it's gonna be out of your control because the U.S. government is gonna try to spin it. But what about the mass shooting that took place with those kids? Didn't they shoot one of the political politicians? You are the most violent individual on the planet Earth. They're still gonna claim that you're the most civilized. Make that make sense. It says, I will make thee perpetually desolate. So the key word, perpetual, it means forever. So the Lord says he's going to make you desolate forever. There ain't no rising out of this. And thy cities shall not return. Yea, you shall know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast said, these two nations, these two countries shall be mine. So what are the nations? Is it talking about America and Israel? No. It's talking about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. All right. You took over. You took the Lord's people. You have us under your boot, so to speak. And then you took the lands that we occupied. It says, shall be mine. And you took it by force, right? And we will possess it. Whereas the Lord was there. So right now in Tel Aviv and all of the land of Israel, you have small hatters sweating up and down to the line their teeth, lying to themselves, meaning that they're the natural inhabitants of that land. The Lord didn't forget that. He says, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, I will even do according to thine anger, according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I'll make myself known among them when I have judged thee. So the Lord's going to judge America. The Lord's going to judge the land of Israel. The Lord's going to judge you, Esau. In 1 hour, you're going to lose all. It says, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all that blasphemies which I have spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given to us to consume. And that proves that it's not the land, yeah, and the people. All right. You can think that you can do whatever you want to the Lord's property. It doesn't work like that. The Lord gave us, I always say he loaned us to you. Matter of fact, let me prove that real quick. Isaiah 47 and 5. No. 6. I was wroth with my people. Why was the Lord wroth with we blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans? Because the Lord's people went against the Lord. We ain't follow his law, statutes, and commandments. That's the only reason why you have us under your boot. All right. That's the only reason. I mean, Elder Bro Sabar was talking about it, how great the Native Americans are, that even historians recognize they are the greatest warriors on the planet Earth. So how they the greatest warriors and be defeated by such a weak people? That was the Lord doing, man. That was manifest destiny, like how they say. The God of heaven shifted the power and the strength from his people so that we could become victims. The days of being a victim is coming to an end. I have polluted my inheritance. So they talk about, oh look at them. They're moles, they're this, we're that, and all this. The Lord allowed us to get polluted to this world. All right. It says, and given them into thy hand. So you didn't get the people of the Lord on your own strength and your own merit. He was given it because the Lord allowed you to have it. It was given. Something that's given can be taken. And that didn't show them no mercy. And they don't show us no mercy. They don't know no mercy. All right? They don't know no mercy at all. And it says, upon the ancient has thou no upon the ancient, the old men, the old women, has thou very heavily laid thy yoke, and put chains around our people's neck. And I said, thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that didst not lay these things to thy heart, that didst remember the latter end of it. So you don't know the latter end of it. You about to lose. You lost your hero, and that's just the beginning. All right? Y'all losing your country is just the beginning. Y'all naturally going to lose. It says back in Ezekiel 35 and 14, 12. And thou say, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord thy power, that have heard thy blasphemies. Did I skip something? No, I skipped. Sorry. 11. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh, I will even do according to thine anger, according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And when I make myself known among them, when I have judged thee. And how the Lord's going to make himself known among his people? He's going to give his people the elect spiritual powers. All right? He's going to give the elect spiritual powers. And without a shadow of a doubt, like, yo, this is truly a man of the Lord. That's what it's going to end up being. All right? And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh, and that I have heard all the blasphemies. Hey, everything that man was saying was blasphemous. All right? They have a thing with them where they believe in their heart of heart they are gods. All right? Why? Because that blasphemous spirit is in them. No matter how many times you correct a wicked ass, they believe that God is dealing with them. right? Which that has spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth you have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Oh, how can I forget? What did this guy say? Somebody asked a question. Damn, I wanted this. They asked a question about trans thing and mass shootings, and he said something to the extent, yeah, there's mass shootings, and he said something to the extent he was getting into gangs in America, and as soon as he said gangs and he was about to go in like he normally does, talking about most gangs and the shootings and all that, so he took away the heat. What did the Lord do? Sent a fucking bullet towards his neck, and that was the end of him. That was the fucking end of him. Lord heard enough, man. The Lord's tired of you damn devils, man. He's had enough with you. He let you speak your talk your shit, but at the end of the day, he don't like you. He never liked you. He hated you. He said, Esau have I hated. I'm going to lay his land desolate. All right? And I'm reading it right now. All that boasting and that bragging and so forth, like, yeah, God is with us. Let's bring back. And you're the ones that destroyed the nuclear family. And now you want to bring back the nuclear family. Oh, niggas, they could be broken, but we got to bring back ourselves. Lord heard all that. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. You know what that means? You want to know why there's no peace on the earth? Because you're in power. Hey, Trump renamed the Department of Defense, which made no sense. You're not defending yourself. You're mostly attacking, to his rightful name, the Secretary of War. So you're the warmonger on the planet Earth. So since you want to be a warmonger, the only way the earth is going to be at peace is when your ass is done. Your ass is out of power. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. And thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it. So that means from America to Europe, wherever position of power that they have, Australia, South America, the whole world. Once America goes down, all of you are going down with it. All of you, the elites. You can have neutral zones all you want. Y'all all going down. All right, ain't no comeback. And they shall know that I am the Lord. So with that being said, hey, fuck it. It's another devil on devil crime. Let the media spin that, which they won't. All right. Shalom.